With the game tied, Golden State has now lost 6 of their last 10. And Steve Kerr said after the game that the Suns, quote, beat the crap out of us. Klay Thompson even called out the fans. Take a listen.
I expect our crowd to be a little more into it too. Like, I know it's not the playoffs, but it is our last go-around at Oracle. At least you can stand up or something. We make a good play, especially in the beginning. We need that energy, especially this time of the year. It's hard to conjure up energy every single night because you're looking forward to the playoffs and that run. So we expect our fans to kind of, bring that from the jump. You can't, it's like us though, you can't bring it every night, but still it helps when it doesn't matter if we're playing the Suns or the Bucks, whoever it is, we need that energy from them because we feed off that.
Okay, Chris Broussard still with us. All right, Chris, is this loss a big deal or no big deal?
Well, I definitely don't think Klay should go at the fans. That's the wrong thing to do. I'm going to say for the most part, it's not a big deal. Like 3 weeks ago, I was 100% that the Warriors come out of the West. Now I say I'm 90%.
Really?
So I'm giving a little significance to it. But this week, look, they wanted to show something against Denver. That's the second seed. You were playing for the top record in the West, and they pummeled them. Are they up for Phoenix? Obviously not. So, look, there have been only 3 teams in 52 years, in the last 52 years, to three-peat. And you could even maybe say 2 teams because 2 of them were Michael Jordan's teams in different segments. So it's tough to win 3 straight because complacency, boredom, egos. It's all about May and June, right? And even back then, it wasn't as big of a deal.
Right.
But still, if you look at those 2 Bulls teams that three-peated, their 3rd season in both times, the record was the worst of the 3 teams that, that three-peated. So it's tough to do because I know they're looking forward to the playoffs. So I believe in them, and they're still the heavy favorite. But all that said, they do have some issues. Defensively, they're down to 15th in the league. And we've always raved about their jump shooting and their offense. But defensively, they've been great over the last several years. They're not great anymore. They're ranked 15th in the league. Only twice in the last 30 years have teams won the championship without being ranked in the top 10 defensively. The Shaq-Kobe Lakers in 01 and LeBron's Cavs in 2016. Boogie Cousins, I don't want to put it all on him, but look, the numbers, you mentioned the numbers with Kawhi. They show Toronto's better. The numbers with Kyrie show Boston's better without him. The difference is Kyrie and Kawhi are proven winners. They're proven champions, and their supporting cast is not. They haven't proven in Toronto or Boston they can win anything without those 2. Whereas it's the flip side in Golden State. They've proven they can win it without Boogie, and he hasn't proven he plays winning basketball. And look, the eye test, he looks great, but when you look at the numbers, they're significantly worse offensively and defensively when he's out there. Draymond is not the same defender he used to be. Certainly not the same three-point shooter. They're just laying off of him playing 4-on-5, right? And so I think Steve Kerr may have made a blunder when he started Boogie right away. I think he should have gave Boogie the second team and said, this is you. We're running the offense through you on the second unit. It would have given them more depth, which they lack.
Right.
And he would have put up his numbers and all that. At that time, he couldn't have an attitude and all that because he was just trying to fit in. Now, if you cut Boogie's minutes or put him on the bench at the end of games, now you got Andrew Bogut. It's just, hopefully he wouldn't, but yeah, there's a good chance. He feels like I'm 15-8, I'm playing well, and now you could have problems. So they're more vulnerable than they've ever been since Kevin Durant joined them, and Houston is really coming along at the right time. So I've dropped them from 100% to 90% in the West.
The thing that concerns me about the Warriors, and I'm not overly concerned, Skip, is that I don't know what Klay's talking about. You had a 13-point lead at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
Skip
16 and a half.
So here, the thing is a situation where against the Nuggets the other night, Skip, they were up 19 in the first quarter, and the Nuggets come all the way back to take a 37-36 lead. So they're giving these leads back. But what's most concerning is these injuries are starting to mount. Klay missed time, Steph Curry missed time, Durant missed some time. So we keep seeing Draymond miss sometimes. We keep seeing guys, and whereas before they can miss a guy for a stretch. You miss any of these guys come playoff time, you're going home. You're getting bounced. You miss Steph Curry for 2 games against Houston. You miss Durant for 2 games. You miss Klay Thompson for 2 games. You're going home. The days of them being able to play without one of their big 3 and still be able to have the firepower to get it done, that's not going to happen anymore. And guess what, Skip Bayless? I guess we can't frown on the Suns anymore, huh? Remember how you lost, the Lakers lost to the Lonely Suns. Oh, I can't believe LeBron James lost to the Suns. Not only did the Suns took that show on the road and put butts in the Warriors, Skip.
What did they do the night before at Portland?
They
got annihilated.
And the Bucks.
They were down by 29.
What did they do to the Bucks?
You might have gone a little too far.
Did they put butts in the Warriors? A simple yes or a simple no? It's simple as that, Skip Bayless. But when I look at the Golden State Warriors, they're not the feared team they once were.
Okay.
Because teams have seen, like, hold on, they getting beat 20 at home? Now, I can understand you lose a game or 2 at home. That's nothing to sneeze at. But you losing by 26, you lose by 28, 33. And now the Suns come in, you give teams confidence, Skip. But I think it has a lot to do with the injury. Steph hadn't played well lately, Skip.
He has
He's
not.
shooting 38% from the floor, 31% from the 3-point line.
Yeah. And what happened after Kevin went out last night was 6:43
he
left?
disappeared.
Okay, Steph, it's your ball game. Close it. And he back ironed a 3 to tie, and that was the end of
And
that.
he had one wide open. They reset. They got the rebound, and he just took his time. Oh, this going in. I don't even know why y'all did that, Phoenix. And then he missed it.
You know, to me, this is a big deal because they have now lost 5 games by 20-plus points at Oracle in its last year at Oracle.
Right.
Sure.
And this counts as a 6th one of those, like one of those embarrassments at home, because you're up 16 at half. You just gotta close this out. So I'm going to drop my confidence in the Warriors to 70% because something's wrong in this group. It's like, again, Kevin talks about, Kevin Durant, the joy. You know, we don't have the joy. And then he went at Steve Kerr after the game the other night, after the big home loss to Boston. And Kerr said, we didn't play with the passion, the anger, the urgency, and Durant's response was what about, I thought you told us it was the joy. The joy we're supposed to play with. And it was the first time I thought, ooh, KD went at Steve Kerr a little bit there, like, oh, really? And then that video at the end of the game of Steve Kerr, and I'm not a lip reader, but if we can just watch that for a second, it's something to do with Draymond, and I'm so bleeping tired of Draymond's what? I don't know. I'm so bleeping tired of Draymond's shooting.
It's hard to tell.
Bull jive. Or
shenanigans.
Right.
I don't know why he would be tired of Draymond shooting. It's not very good, but he doesn't shoot very often. So it's probably the bleep part, right? It probably is, because I'm sure he's tired of Draymond's BS.
You got to deal with him.
Chris, Draymond gets a foul, and it's become so now, every time he just like, man, that wasn't no foul. Dude, you fouled the guy. He could knock the guy on the floor, and then he gonna go to the referee, that wasn't a foul. And at some point in time, the referee's like, Draymond, just back up, bruh. You can't argue every single foul, and he argues every single foul. So even if he doesn't touch it, he's lied so much, he's cried wolf so much, you look at him like, Draymond, just go up the court.
And I still say the bridge is burned between Draymond and Kevin Durant. Big picture, long term, it's burned.
Well, 25% from the three don't help either.
Well, and that we talked about Steph earlier. The fact that they don't have to guard Draymond, like you used to have to guard. He was hitting 35%, something like that.
You remember that game 7 against the Cavs?
Yeah.
He was killing. I mean, he would have been the MVP. 32, 15, and 9.
Yep.
I agree.
So now you can back off of him and pay more attention to Steph and Klay and the rest of them.
So what happened on Friday night? They summed it up and they said, okay, watch this. Denver's there. It's 1 versus 2 in the West. And Klay Thompson goes out. To his credit, he makes 9 of 11 threes. Well, if he's going to do that, you're probably going to win the game, right? Yeah. And again, I'm not sold on Denver. I'm sorry. I watch them a lot. I keep waiting to see that game where I say, there they are, and I'm not sure. It's Jokic and what?
Right, I agree.
I don't know.
I'm not sold
know.
on them.
Yeah, especially
I'm not sold.
But the things that makes the Warriors so scary, never in the history of the game has a team had a third option that can go get you 60? Name the team. You talk about all the old school Lakers, the old school Celtics. Name a team that their third option can go get you 60. Because that's what the Warriors have. Klay Thompson can go get you 60.
Okay. He can also take a shot at the fans at Oracle, but that's all another issue, right?
Well, I mean, since he's shooting, he might well keep it going.
Yeah, they start to feel like a miserable team. And then they say after the game that Kevin Durant has an ankle contusion. And I'm like, I've never heard of an ankle contusion.
Skip, you see the man.
Contusion?
Skip.
I mean, he stept on a foot, so he rolled
If you're 7 foot tall, with 154 pounds, what your ankles looking like? Look at them little ankles. Them little ankles. Come on, Skip.
Have you heard of anybody getting kicked in the ankle and having a contusion?
No,
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
He stepped when he shot that jump shot. He came down on Aiton's foot.
I know. I saw it.
He rolled.
Yeah, come on,
but he walked off.
Why'd they call it a contusion?
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like weird stuff is going on with.
I mean, that little ankle. Come on, Skip.
Yeah.
It's tough to three-peat. Even as mentally tough as Michael Jordan was.
Yeah.
He took both times. He retired after the three-peat.
Yeah.
He did.
Because it's so taxing. So that's what they're going for.
I mean, you know, they tape Kevin Durant's ankle, they put 2 Band-Aids on it. And that's how they tape his ankle. His ankle's so small, Skip.
It wasn't Michael's choice to retire after the first.
Well, stop doing that, Skip. No, stop doing that. Stop doing that. I'm not gonna let you do it. I'm not gonna let you do that. Okay, what about the third? What about the second time? He took 3 years off.
Yeah.
And went to Washington.
Yeah, because they ran his coach out of town, and he said,
Right.
If you that guy,
coach is going,
if you that,
How did we
he
get
that guy.
to this? How did we get to this?
He that guy.
If he that, I can't tell.
You can't tell? Really?
I can't tell.
Talking
He
about
had
the
Doug
Warriors,
Collins.
guys.
And who did he have after standout back? Who did he have after that one?
Where?
In Chicago.
He had Collins, and he had Kevin Docker.
Yeah. And then he had Doug Collins. So I can't tell. I can't tell.
You can't tell what?
He that guy.
Oh, stop it.
Seriously?
Just stop it. Stop
All right.